Hello and welcome to this booster talk. I'm Amanda Thomas and I'm here to introduce my poster, which gives an analysis of double past participles in Portuguese, combining LFG with paradigm function morphology. I encourage you to download the full version of the slides for a more in-depth look. First, I'll introduce my theoretical machinery. Paradigm function morphology is a powerful theory of inflectional morphology, which can be combined with the existing LFG architecture to account for complex morphosyntactic phenomena. I'll introduce the data I'm looking at, double past participles, in Portuguese. Then I'll show you a worked example of inflecting a past participle form using PFM. Why do we want to combine LFG with PFM? The syntactic modules of LFG deal with fully inflected word forms, but standard LFG doesn't have its own morphological component to produce these forms. In 2015, Mary Dalrymple described a syntax morphology interface assuming a separate module to provide inflectional morphology. Given an input of a lexeme and a set of morphosyntactic information, this module should provide a fully inflected word paired with its morphosyntactic features. Paradigm function morphology provides exactly this type of output, making it an ideal candidate for integration with LFG. So how does PFM work? PFM uses the paradigm function to relate a lexeme to the inflected forms in its paradigm. The input of the function is the root form of the lexeme and the set sigma of morphosyntactic features to be realized. The output is an inflected form and the same set of features. To go into more detail, the paradigm function is made up of rule blocks, each containing unordered realization rules, which specify properties of the inflected form that they realize. Within each block, the narrowest applicable rule applies to the input. If no rules in the block are applicable, the form stays the same. Now I'll introduce you to the double past participles. In Romance and Germanic languages, the same past participle form is generally used in both active and passive verbal periphrases. For example, we say, "I had eaten the cake," and "the cake was eaten." This is the same for most Portuguese verbs. But in some Portuguese verbs, a different form is used in the two contexts. The regular past participle in the active, and an irregular or strong past participle in the passive. Why does this matter? Most Portuguese verbs use the same morphological form in both syntactic contexts, but this is sometimes arbitrarily disrupted. There's some kind of mismatch between the morphology and the syntax. It isn't clear at what theoretical level this phenomenon should be modelled, as it isn't purely morphological or purely syntactic. Our challenge is to capture these different facets of the phenomenon. Let's look at how we produce the correct forms for the past participle. I follow Taylor in analysing the Portuguese past participle as a complex stem, so I've set up some PFM rules that give us both the regular and strong past participle forms. Here's a worked example. We'll derive the past participle used in the passive of the verb acender, to turn on. Here's our lexical data, and here are our rules. This verb is in the traditional second inflection class C2, as well as the double past participle class, the strong past participle class, and the subclass S-strong past participle. In the stem selection rules, Rule 2 applies, telling us that the passive past participle is stem B plus theme vowel 5. To find out what stem B is, we look at the stem-based selection rules. The narrowest applicable rule is 7. Stem B is a complex stem. 7 tells us that the base for stem B is stem H and theme vowel 3. Stem H is given in the lexical data as ace, and theme vowel 3 is given as a null theme vowel. Ace is therefore the input for the stem root formation rule 11 for stem B, which applies for verbs in the S-strong past participle class and adds an S, giving us aces. We now finish Rule 2 by adding theme vowel 5, given in the lexical data as O. So our final form is acesu. That's all I have time for in this video, so please have a look at the rest of my poster to find out more. Combining LFG with PFM provides us with a powerful theory for analysing morphosyntactic phenomena within the existing LFG architecture. Thank you for watching.